Hello, my dear students. I am your magnificent Lokesh, a communicative English trainer. And in this video, I really love to help you all understand the basic concept of English grammar. That every teacher starts with this concept whenever you hear a concept of grammar. And I have seen this in my classes also when I was studying. Whenever the English teacher came into the classroom, so he always used to write or start the English grammar concept with this parts of speech. Have you ever been in this situation? I'm sure you have been in this. But because we all have seen the initial concept to talk about the grammar is parts of speech. You may have this doubt like me. When I was a student, I used to have this doubt in my mind, and like when I became a teacher, then I understood why we start with this initial phase of entire grammar concept with this parts of speech. See, when we were kids, very small kids, let's say in your second class, third class, or even first class or UKG, your teachers start with a simple concept of parts of body, correct? Hands, legs, head, these are all parts of body that you learn in your primary classes, right? But when you go to your fourth and fifth standard, there you are introduced to a concept called human body, and little more deeper they go into that, right? And when you go to 8th, 9th or 10th standard, you learn, you go even more deep into that concept, like tongue, eyes. We talk about these concepts. Those have been the entire lessons, right? Initially you learned them in one page, but when you go to higher classes, there you see those have become your number one topic, or second, third, fourth, like that. The entire lessons have been in one part of the body, right? So this is how it is important. Okay, initially you got to learn what is these parts of speech in English grammar, because let's say here what is this parts of speech entirely talks about. See, if you want to be a fluent communicator in English, or if you want to be good at English writing, you see the sentences that you write. Each and every sentence has a combination of words, right? These words are classified into parts of speech. Each and every word that you write or speak has it of its own functioning. Am I right? See, hands, parts of body, right? Hands, it has its functioning, right? It has its role. And even legs, even your eyes has its own functioning. In the same way, the words that we use in speaking or even writing has its own functioning, correct? So those were classified into 9 parts of speech in English. And here the best possible way which I found it throughout my student journey was, like, my teachers gave me the better inputs to remember these parts of speech, which we never ever forget for our entire life. That's what had happened to me. And even I have seen a lot of students in the classroom, they learn with the more enthusiasm, this noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, all this. But when you go, see, the day when you teach them, they will be very happy to learn and they remember it for only 1 week. After a week, if you come and ask them, they forget. Even the next year you come and ask them, they forget. The people who have been so confident when you taught them, if you come and ask after a week or 1 month, they forget. So this is what I have observed throughout my teaching experience. That's the reason I found this is the easiest way to remember all these parts of speech. In a way, when someone asks you or tells you about that word, the name of that part of speech, directly it helps you to remember the entire meaning or its usage, at least some 50%, I would say. The remaining 50% you got to, again, when you go deeper, like 4th class, 5th class, how we go deeper into these parts of body concept, the same way you learn. And by the time you reach your 8th or 9th standard, see, if you don't learn the names at least, or their meanings in your LKG or UKG, imagine that if I teach you directly in-depth concept of that parts of the body, do you understand? You may not show interest. That's what is happening with many people. When they learn this English grammar, they think that it's so difficult because it has a lot of things included in it, but this is the easiest way that I found, my dear friends, and which I'm going to give it to you right now at this time. If you remember this way, I'm sure it will help you to remember their names and the meanings. Okay, you put it in the comments after this, you watching this video, how you felt after watching this video. You put it so that it helps me to come out with much better explanation next time. Okay, let's get into the topic. Parts of speech. The first one is, we all know, that is nouns, right? So I would say that to remember nouns, you remember, give the name. We all have nicknames. In the same way, I tell my students these parts of speech have nicknames. If you remember the nicknames, it is easy for you to tell the meanings or the definitions of it, right? The same way, when it comes to nouns, I say noun is a naming word. Noun is a naming word. On this planet of Earth, who has names? Persons, places, things, animals, or birds. Whatever you see that it has a name, then it's called noun. It's a naming word. Remember this or write it down. Noun is a naming word. And the second one, pronoun. What is this pronoun? It's a substitutive word. For this, I give a best example for my students. Let's imagine that on the playground, Mahendra Singh Dhoni is playing. Okay, let's say he gets injured. Then does he continue playing after that? No, he asks for a substitute. So he cannot play even when he is injured, right? In the same way, we cannot use nouns everywhere in a sentence. So in probably the first, when you start a statement, there you can use noun. But when you go on talking about or referring to that noun, then here is the best place for you to substitute the word pronoun. So pronoun is a substitutive word. And the third one is verb. What is verb called? Verb is an action word. Okay, who does actions? Obviously the noun or pronouns. We do the actions, right? That's all. For example, what are the action words? Come, go, run, eat. These are all maybe, right? And the fourth one is adverb. In the word itself, there is a meaning. Add verb. It adds something to the verb. I call it, this is a qualifying word. And we will go deeper when I talk about these adverbs functions. Okay. And the fifth one that I would say for you is adjective. What is adjective? Describing word or modifying word. Simply way, describing word, you remember that way. Okay. In the same way, we talk more about adjectives also when I go deeper into the concept. But you remember describing word. It describes noun or pronoun. Okay. And the sixth one is prepositions. It's a position word. It tells the position. Okay. And the seventh one is, I would say, interjection. Interjection is expressive word. Okay. It's an expressive word. And here expressive word in the sense it expresses like our feelings or emotions. That's a simple way. And there is also a ninth one that is called articles or determiners. Okay, this is the ninth one. For 8, we have, see, one more thing I missed, I think conjunctions in the middle. Seventh one. Conjunctions is a link word. It's a link, it tells the link of the words. Okay, in the same way, let me tell you once again all these 8 words. First one is noun, it's a naming word. Second one is pronoun, it's a substitutive word. Third one is verb, it's an action word. Adverb, it's a qualifying word. Adjective, it's a describing word. And the sixth one is preposition, it tells the position, that's why it is a position word. Seventh one, conjunction, it's a link word, so it tells the link. Okay, linking word you can call it. And the eighth one is interjection. What is this interjection? It's a expressive word. And the ninth one, which is not there in many of grammar books, but don't worry, this is also included because you can find the articles or determiners in the middle of the sentences. Okay, and the eighth one is articles or determiners. These are the 9 parts of speech, my dear friends. If you remember their nicknames, I would tell you, when you go deeper, when you try understanding their functions. It will help you to remember it for a long time. Whenever someone asks you, if you remember the nickname, so you are able to come out with the definition of it. So that's what, my friends, whatever you feel after watching this video, I wanted you to put it in the comments so that it helps me to help you much better. Okay, thank you for your time, and I hope this video has helped you to understand this parts of speech in a much better way. Thank you.